Hi, 8th grade. It is day number 11 of career readiness. And today you're going to do a little intro to entrepreneurship. Skip that. All right, so today you should be able to define the words entrepreneurship and the words entrepreneur. And also you're going to identify some local entrepreneurial businesses, which don't worry, I'll explain. So the first thing is, what is entrepreneurship? That, as defined by Google, is the activity of setting up a business or businesses, taking on financial risk in the hope of profit. So financial risk is the possibility of losing money on an investment or a business venture. So let's just say you want to create a new, restaurant. A new restaurant in Shippensburg. And it's going to cost you $50,000 to start this new restaurant because it's the building, it's the equipment, it is the employees, all of these things. Let's just say it's $50,000. Are you willing to risk $50,000 hoping that you're going to make money on this business venture? Or if it doesn't work out, you lose $50,000. Okay, now you could also go with a franchise, which will come about at some point in time. But like, let's say you want to go in and start a, Chick-fil-A somewhere. That could cost you up to $1 million to start a place like that. I don't know how much it is to start Chick-fil-A, but some franchises can be up to $1 million. You willing to risk that? Okay, so that's what entrepreneurship is. It's the setting up of the business. So an entrepreneur is the one who actually sets up the business. So entrepreneur is the person. Entrepreneurship is the activity of setting up a new business. All right, so we have a couple qualities here that you're going to have to pick one of these that you think most fits you and why you think it most fits you. So the first one is self-discipline, which is the ability to pursue what one thinks is right despite temptations to abandon it. So an example of that could be working on a new project idea when others tell you not to do it. They don't think it's going to be something that's going to be a good idea, but you think it's going to be great. So you just keep doing it even though others tell you, don't worry about it. Second quality is integrity, which is being honest and having strong moral principles. Now, back when we did the workplace scenarios, some of you said you were stealing the donuts. So you really don't have integrity because that wasn't being honest or having strong moral principles. An example could be admitting when you're wrong, returning items without expecting anything in return, like you found a wallet, you don't expect people to give you the money, just being an honest person. Persistence, firm continuance in a course of action in spite of difficulty or opposition. So an example, failing and continuing to try until you succeed. Dr. Seuss's first book was rejected 27 times. Walt Disney was rejected like over 300 times. So that would be persistence. Clear sense of direction is a person's ability to know without explicit guidance the direction in which they are or should be moving. An example would be setting goals, working toward them with nobody really helping you. And the last one is decisive and action-oriented, which is having or showing the ability to make decisions quickly and effectively. And this is knowing what to do or how to help others, especially like in an emergency situation or as a person in charge. To give you an idea, they made me in charge of a grocery store at 19 years old, the entire store. And the very first night that I was the manager on duty, one of our freezers went down on the floor, like so out where customers shop, One of those freezers went down. It was a section, and I was the manager on duty, so I was the person who had to figure out what to do. So I had the employee take the items out of that freezer and put them in the back just to store them so we didn't lose product, but nobody else was there to tell me what to do, so I had to be decisive and action-oriented in that situation. Here's my favorite entrepreneur. This was my daddy. He had 2 businesses at one point in time. He was a barber, so he was self-employed. He was an entrepreneur. His shop was at our home, and he also seal-coated driveways. So he sprayed the tar, hot tar, on driveways in the warmer months, like on days he wasn't cutting hair. So my dad did have 2 businesses at one point in time, but his main business was being a barber. Sadly, my dad passed away in 2017. Now, to be an entrepreneur, do you have to have an education? No, you don't. It could be helpful for you to have some business classes and know like paying taxes, or if you have employees, like what you need to do for their payroll situation and like your profit and loss and all of that stuff, but it's not required. I'm not saying go drop out of high school and start your own business. Absolutely not saying that at all. But you don't really have to have an education in order to become an entrepreneur. Now, you are going to be doing something later with franchises, or like some of those are what we call chain things, which basically just means that it's in several locations or many, many, many locations. They share a brand, they share management, and they share standardized business practices. So things like Walmart, Taco Bell, McDonald's, Rita's, Pizza Hut, Aruga's, those are all not local to Shippensburg. Okay, they weren't started here. Some of them have multiple locations. The one that's probably has the fewest would be Aruga's. They don't have that many locations, but Rita's was started like close to the Philadelphia area, so there's a lot of those. I mean, there's Walmarts literally all over the world. I did go to a Walmart when I was in China just to see what it was like. Very similar. I also went to McDonald's when I was in China, only because I was on my own and I didn't know how to do a whole lot in China because I didn't speak Chinese. But the McDonald's in China was very similar to the McDonald's here. It's just they had some different things on their menu that were more local. So when we're looking today, we don't want places like this because they're not local or started in Shippensburg. We are going to find some places local to Shippensburg. I should add a fun fact, and maybe I will. What is the oldest business in Shippensburg? Like started in Shippensburg, the oldest one. And I will tell you that it is, actually, I can pause this, take a minute, and see if anybody guesses it. The oldest business in Shippensburg is Peg and Fagan. Yes, they did, like they have something with what is it, True Value, Ace True Value. Anyway, they are leaving them because that place I think is going bankrupt, but Peg and Fagan is still sticking around. So what you can do is you can open up your Google Maps to find some places today. You are not going to put schools. So we don't want Shippensburg Middle School, Shippensburg High School. We don't want Nancy Grayson. A lot of people think that Volvo was started here in Shippensburg. It is definitely not. It is from Sweden, not started in Shippensburg. Do not put that on your paper today. Other things, like if they're in multiple locations, not going to be local to Shippensburg. We're looking more for things like, well, Melvin's Auto Repair. If you all leave here and you head down to Memorial Park, you're going to see quite a few businesses by Memorial Park that were started by local entrepreneurs. What's another good example? Another good example, not on the map, but I could get a map. Maps. I mean, if you think about going downtown, there's a lot of places downtown that are only in Shippensburg. Something that is not going to work is going to be like your Advanced Auto Parts, your Dollar Generals, Aruca's isn't going to work. Here's a very good one. I just lost it. The Lollipop Shop is a good one. The Clarion Hotel is not. There's Clarion hotels everywhere. So you're going to find places just in Shippensburg. You need to find 10 of them. Your assignment is going to be, tell me what is entrepreneurship? What is an entrepreneur? And then of the 5 qualities that were in the slides, which one do you think you most fit? And why did you pick that one? And then you have a list of 10 places that are just in Shippensburg, started here. Last question, and it's no points, it's just me just wondering if you know an entrepreneur, like personally know someone, and what is their business. Don't tell me you know Elon Musk. You are not friends with Elon Musk. I mean, like, oh yeah, I know Melvin from Melvin's Auto Repairs. He's my uncle. He's really not. But that's just an example. Okay, so that is your assignment for today. Your entrepreneur for today is Walt Disney. And Walt Disney developed Mickey Mouse in 1928. In 1955, Disneyland was started. That's the one in California. 1971, Disney World was built. And bankers rejected the concept of Mickey Mouse over 300 times before one person said yes. All right, you're going to do that intro to entrepreneurship. Make sure you turn it in Google Classroom when you're finished. That's all I have for today. Have a great day.